Mimi naitwa Agnes Esnyen.
She is called Agnes Esnyen.
Mimi ni CBF.
She is a CBF, community based facilitator.
Mimi ni CBF, alafu wakati tulienda training,
when she went for training,
mimi yani nashukuru sana serikali ya county.
She appreciates the Turkana County government
na shirika la FAO
plus FAO
na
World Food Program
na pia na watu wa Egerton University
and people from Egerton University
ambao waliweza pia kutupatia mbegu.
The people who managed to give them seed.
Na FAO wakatupeleka training.
FAO took them for a training.
Na pia World Food walisaidia kwa mambo ya maji ya kanal.
World Food assist them in getting water to the farm.
Kwa hivyo mimi nashukuru sana.
She is very happy.
Na wakati nilitoka training,
when she came from training,
mimi nilikuja hapa mashinani.
She came here where our farm is.
Nikaanza kufunza sasa wakulima wenzangu.
She started teaching other farmers.
Nikaanza kufunza jinsi ya kupanda mbegu ya njugu.
She started teaching them on how to do planting of groundnuts.
Na nikawaelezea uzuri wa njugu.
She told them the goodness of groundnuts.
Nikawaelezea kuwa njugu ina maana kubwa sana.
She told them that groundnut has got a lot of advantages.
Na njugu pia inafanya mchanga kuwa na rutuba.
Groundnuts makes increase soil fertility. That is very true.
Njugu pia kwa sababu sisi watu tulikuwa tunapandanga kitu kama mtama, mahindi, pia inaondoa hii mambo ya wadudu.
There before they were planting sorghum.
Wakati unabadilisha leo njugu kwa hii beshen, kesho unaweka mahindi.
But now the ground is able to break the lifespan. Like there's a problem of fall armyworm here.
We are here with the partners that have been really supporting this process. WFP, UNSCR, you heard about the university, Egerton University, the INSTA that is really ensuring the market for the production that is really going to come out from the project. And also, of course, this is a project that is funded by the IKEA Foundation and also the European Union. So let me say that we are really pleased to witness really the result of that important investment. We hear how important it is to ensure food security and nutrition so that Turkana is really free from food insecurity. We heard that, of course, there is a market where the farmers, after producing, they can sell so that they can really improve their income. We also hear about, of course, agribusiness, because this is really agribusiness. It means that they will have really an income that can allow, of course, them to improve their lives and livelihoods. This is not the end of the story. It's the beginning. Actually, we started last year, and already we see results. And the really central part of it is training. You heard from the farmer that she acquired knowledge, new techniques of really growing the groundnut, and she is training others. So you can really see the sustainability. When you are trained, you have the skills that you will use, pass to others. And then, of course, the result of course, the income that they will get out of this process, surely they will really invest on it. I was talking about business, that this is real business. We started with a pilot, which is, of course, we had, that is around 500, let's say, hectares.
Naitwa Moses Tieli Muria. Ni chama ni hii skimu na nye. Ya kwanza ninapenda kushukuru sana World Food na FAO na Egerton na county. Napenda kukaribisha hapa irrigation na nye. Lengo ni moja hivi. Changamoto ni ya maji. Hii skimu tungepata mimea mingi. Haswa njugu, viazi, hata tayari viazi kwa upande ile. Sehemu hii shida ya maji. Hii kanali najua ni moja. Hata mmeona wakati ulipita. Inaleta maji kidogo na inatosha upande moja. Kama sehemu ile saa hii maji iko inasabu kwa ile kona. Mimea iko tayari iko. hapa imetushinda maji. Wana kanali tulijaribu kupitisha hapa, haiingishi maji. Wana mashimo mingi sana. Hii shamba ingepata maji. Naomba World Food na FAO na county atusaidie kanali nyingine hapa, hii mashamba ipate maji. Tunatumia kanali moja. Sehemu ile iko bush. Tumeshindwa, maji ijafika huko, na mimea ile tunapata ni hapa katikati hapa peke yake. Maji ndio shida. Kanal, naomba sana kanal. Hii maji, najua hii maji inaenda hivi. Nasikia kitambo sana hii laga ilikuwa inapita huko. Ndio maji kutoka kwa ile mlima inateremka hivi. Sasa bado maji nataka iende huko. Market ndio shida kama ya viazi. Hata juzi nilipeleka mwenyewe kwenye 2 ya viazi Tolodwa. Najaribu kupanga. Najua watu wa Lodwa wanaona weka mingi kama 10 ati kwa 100. 10 na ni kubwa. Size ipo hapa.
Some of the farmers had and they have started planting groundnut.
Kwa sasa niko na group 3 ambaye ni hii group 3, kila group iko na watu 30.
As per now, she has got 3 groups and each group has got 30 farmers.
Na wameanza kupanda sasa njugu.
And they have started growing groundnut.
Mimi ndio mtu wa kwanza nikiwa mfano yao.
She is the first person as an example.
Na kuna pia demo yetu, kuna demo yetu mahali pale. Tutaenda saa hizi.
They have another demo somewhere there.
Mahali ambapo wakulima wanakuja alafu unaanza kuwafunza hapo kwa wingi. Ndio sasa waende mashamba ile kubwa.
Where farmers come and they get knowledge.
Kwa hivyo wanaendelea saa hizi kupanda, upanzi wa ya njugu inaendelea sasa kupanuka hapa.
Growing of sorghum is expanding.
Na wanaendelea saa hizi kupata mbegu na kupanda hizi mashamba za nje.
They are continuing receiving the seeds and the planting.
Labda tu changamoto labda ambayo iko tu ni ile maji kwa ile mashamba iko kando na kanali.
Maybe the challenge is the canal and the farm is a bit distant.
Kwa sababu kuna mashamba ambaye haiko karibu na kanali, iko mbali kidogo.
There are some farms that are a bit far from the canal.
Hata hiyo pia saa zingine tunajaribu kuchimba tu na mkono lakini haitoshi.
But they try as much as possible to dig and ensure that the water goes to the farm.
Na mimi natumai tukipata maji hata kwa hizo mashamba tutapanda njugu kwa wingi.
She trusts that when she gets water that can reach that farm, they will grow groundnut in more acreage.
Kwa sababu saa hizi kuna eka karibu 50 ambayo tunatarajia tunaendelea kupanda saa hizi.
Right now they have got about 50 acres that they have planted.
Kwa hivyo Mungu awabariki.
God bless you.
Yeah, my name is Michael Ngutu. I'm an agronomist at FAO Kenya, managing this groundnut initiative on behalf of FAO. Yeah, the difference between this initiative and any other that has been done is that quite a few factors converge to make it happen. One, we have a buyer who buys 6,000 tons of groundnuts every year who is invested in this project. That is Insta Products, the leading manufacturer of rough foods in East Africa. We are with the partners here, we've been working with them, and we are preparing the market, the farmers to be able to produce for that market. The second thing is that we are working with a research institute that will ensure that we get the best quality seed and the best quality training that will assure that we get aflatoxin-free seed. We have a pipeline. One of the biggest challenges with growing groundnuts is getting quality groundnut seeds, and Egerton Seeds has a variety that is acceptable to the private sector, and we have a pipeline for producing enough seed to cover the hectareage. We have a plan to produce enough seed to cover the hectareages that we're targeting. Over the next 4 years, by the end of 4 years, we expect that Turkana may become a leading producer of groundnuts because we are targeting 18,000 hectares spread across all the irrigation schemes in this county. What we expect to happen if we do this 18,000 acres. In our first year, we have proved the concept that groundnuts can actually grow. You can see them; they are here. The marketing system is being tested. It can be tested. The products can be aggregated and taken to the Insta factory. So really, we are very hopeful that this will be one of the success stories for livelihoods and incomes and improved nutrition in this county.
I would really like to congratulate very much the local community on the ground. We are really impressed by seeing the success of this project. So congratulations also to the county government representative that have been guiding us here today. And thank you very much to Carla and her team for inviting WFP and other partners to celebrate this important event together. I was quite I have to say I was really impressed also to realize that some of the projects that have been supporting this community are actually already reaching several years back, actually 5 years back, 6 years back, and there have been several rehabilitation of the water infrastructure since, which also allow to make this project as we see it here today, linking now the farmers to the markets actually happening, and also the importance of the nutritious value of diversifying into various crops, in particular now the groundnuts, which will also help with the income generation, but also other nutritious crops which have to really raise the consumption of healthy diets in these communities. Very, very important. This is one great example. Very happy to be here today, and I'm sure we'll take it back, and we hope to support other communities to replicate this success story, and building on the experience that has been gained here on the ground. Thank you very much.
My name is Professor Paul Kimoti. I come from Egerton University. We are supporting the project on the research component to ensure that technologies that are required in the groundnut production is integrated into the farming community and also the technical staff of the county. So we are looking at the adaptability of the varieties, and we brought 2 varieties that are very good. One called Muangaza, that is a Spanish variety that is red in color, required by the industry. We also came with another one called Ndovu, which is large seeded and very high oil content. So we've tested them through community demonstrations and training. And then after that, we ensure that productivity is ensured, a minimum of between 800 to 1 ton per acre, which will luckily ensure that farmers get enough money. We have also ensured that aflatoxin is a big problem in groundnut production. So we have our laboratories at the university. We've tested 27 sites to ensure that the groundnut that is coming out has got between 1 to 2 parts per billion. The area is very dry, and there is always one season that ensures that the aspergillus doesn't grow in the groundnuts. We have also made sure that the threshing, which is a major problem, ensuring that mechanization is integrated in the system. So we've brought shellers from the university that are always designed by the engineers, and it is going to reduce drudgery, because this project is going to be adapted more by women. And we have seen they need to be supported. Instead of threshing with their hands, we actually brought machines that they can support them to thresh.
WFP is a key partner. FAO WFP are providing technical support and to generally, including some financial support. WFP is doing most of the infrastructure work, things to do with aggregation center. They have quite a few warehouses here and there. We are providing the technical knowledge, the market linkages, and quite a bit of the technical skill. We have Egerton University that is providing the research elements of the project, the breeding of the groundnuts. The county government is the leader. They own this project. The governor of the county actually has a vision for this project being very, very successful, and the whole technical team, from the minister to the chief officer to the director and the technical team, they are fully behind this project. They have committed personnel to really support this project. Who have I forgotten? We have UNHCR, because we're also implementing this project in a refugee setting within Kalobey refugee settlement. And then we have the buyer, who is going, apart from buying groundnuts through a contract farming arrangement, they are also probably going to invest some of their resources here to support the aggregation. We have a very elaborate system of training and follow-up. We have what we call a community extension system, which is comprised of county government extension officers who have all been capacity built with the technical skills required to make sure that they can make sure that the production is up to par, international standards. And then we have trained community-based facilitators who do the day-to-day monitoring and reporting upwards on what is happening on the ground. So really, we are not worried about follow-up. We have in place the mechanisms, the funding that will assure that the facilitation of movement and all that is required to make sure that the farmers are being reached is in place.
My name is Salva. I'm representing UNHCR. First of all, I want to say that this is a great opportunity. Looking at the way the farms have been done, the canals, it really shows that there's a lot of potential in Turkana, and a great congratulation goes to all the stakeholders and the collaborators in this process. And we wish to see this replicated in Kakuma and Kalobe as well, where we have refugees, and we can actually show that integration does work, and there is potential for sustainability, integration, and more similar approaches.
Turkana County is one of the virgin counties. Herbicide and pesticide utilization is still very low, and we want to maintain that. So one of the IPM, integrated pest management, we are training them. One is to have a good cropping system, where they grow one crop for one season, the next season they bring a cereal, so that we break the cycles of the pathogens and the pests. Okay. So that is one of the ways. We also maintain good agronomic practices, good watering, weeding at the right time, and we remove the host species around the crops. Availability is a problem. That is why we are approaching it in two ways. We realized that this is a crop that came into the county. We started from zero. There was no groundnut in the county. There was no technology. It's a crop that died 15 years ago. So we've started from the seed to the technology, and now we want to approach it in two ways. We brought in the foundation seed. We are taking it into the community. So we are approaching through community system. We are developing community system where farmers can take the seed from their own produce, take it to the next farmer. They can grow it for 3 years before we come back.
I was fortunate to be part of the very inception of this initiative, which is extremely unique because many projects start looking for the private sectors and the buyers and so on as we go along. This project, INSTA, was really the initiator of this whole intervention. It's INSTA, the private sector actor, the buyer, who came to FAO and said, currently we are importing groundnuts from Argentina. It doesn't make total sense. We have so many communities in Kenya, we have farming lands. Why can't we work together to produce high quality aflatoxin-free groundnuts in Kenya, and not just among anybody, but among the people that are most affected by shocks and crises, and the most remote and vulnerable communities of this country. So that's how it started, and that really is very unique. It's not many other interventions. And going back to your question about sustainability, I think that is a core element here. We are accountable not only to our partners and our donors, but actually to a company that the whole intervention has been designed around. They are primary actor. They have told us what they need, what kind of quality they need, the protein levels they need in this groundnut. We are just here to serve that perspective in terms of what INSTA needs, and helping then communities to produce for INSTA, and building up a relationship among the private sector and the communities here, so that they, after 4 years, they don't need us, they don't need development actors. That relationship will be strong and firm as a buyer and seller relationship. So it's a very unique starting point for this program. And we really would encourage other corporations and companies in Kenya to come out with the same sort of vision as we are building up expanding our businesses. How can we contribute to eradicating poverty in this country? We would really welcome that, and we are, as UN, we're here to serve that purpose.
As FAO, we promote community-based extension systems, and one of them is Farmer Field School approach that was adopted in this country in 1995 through partnership between FAO and the government of Kenya. In Turkana County, under the leadership of the county government of Turkana, Farmer Field School has been institutionalized into agricultural extension in the county. So we are using it as a vehicle to mobilize masses, mobilize farmers to learn, practically participate in agricultural activities, in research, and in large-scale production of various crops. So when groundnuts was also introduced here, we found Farmer Field School can still be a vehicle to facilitate trials and also field level production of this crop. Together with Egerton University, WFP, the county government, departments of agriculture, cooperatives, trade, and other NGOs, we've worked together to make sure that farmers are properly mobilized, are trained, and are engaged in production of various crop value chains. Through the same approach, WFP, for example, has succeeded again in piloting of orange-fleshed sweet potato that has also done very well in this irrigation scheme. FAO is also promoting different value chains, including groundnuts. So it's a tool to bring farmers together. Even the farmers running this plot are members of a Farmer Field School. So we'd like to emphasize the importance of Farmer Field School and the importance of community-based extension systems in making packages that all partners have to reach farmers and engage farmers in production through increase in knowledge, skills, and change of their attitudes.
My name's again Paul Lokone, the County Director of Agriculture. So along River Takweli, where we stand, we have various kind of irrigation schemes here. We have Nanye, where we are standing here. We have Tisa, we have Tia, and we have Kodioro before we reach to another part irrigation scheme. And on the other side, we also have other irrigation schemes like Wese, Napak, Natuntun, Kangalita, and the one we were at that place called Nanye. So these irrigation schemes is a furrow irrigation scheme. You can see furrows, and we get water from the primary canal that we just crossed from the river. So we are helping the pastoralist communities. It is cushioning them. It's cushioning them from after maybe adverse weather conditions when the livestock are maybe affected due to drought. They can come and do some farming here, grow various crops that I mentioned, maize, sorghum, now groundnut, there is green grams, there is cowpeas, and vegetables to improve their livelihood. So far, those are the crops we are doing here. And this irrigation scheme here also, after harvesting, they are able to sell their products and help their schools to help to pay children in schools. And the surplus, they are able to buy their clothes, they are able to even to buy livestock, to restock themselves and go back to the life they have been leading. So that's how they are being assisted.
Well, first of all, we are looking at the holistic and comprehensive farming system. Even among the farmers we are working with here, we are implementing a crop rotation to ensure also that we are having groundnut for sale, alongside also in between growing other crops that are contributing to the food security. And it's not necessarily that every single plant here will be sold. Groundnut is a very nutritious crop, and we're also encouraging that there is some home consumption of this, especially for children, and that this can be very nutritious for.
Nobody in this country, as a national government or institutions of research, knew that crops can grow in Turkana with zero aflatoxin. Nobody. No researcher knew that, because they never believed those things can grow here. But I believe this is a change of that narrative. The only thing we can ask on Egerton University with this very good research you've done, publish it. Publish it so that people can believe it. When we talked about integrating the refugees and host communities, It was only UNHCR then that believed in us. And I'm glad that the assistant High Commissioner for Operations then, who was the country director, country representative here, picked up that story, and we were able together to convince the World Bank and IFC to do 2 surveys. One is a survey on the impact of refugees on host communities, and the second one was Kakuma as a marketplace. So there is still the other belief we have to cross. That one of making sure the report doesn't go to the shelf to gather dust, but it goes direct to implementation. And I think this is where we come in as a government, but this is also where we challenge national government to step up. I know it will go a long way to convince, but we have to keep convincing until delivery effort is made to see this as a land of plenty and to see this as a potential area that can be able to feed the country and provide for its needs.